Hello guys. It's been quite a while. There is a lot to share with you. So I'm just gonna get there and start talking about some interesting stuff. So yeah. So an update that I want to share, I'm gonna start with updates section to section to section. So there's a lot to share from each section, so that's just to let you know. So there's gonna be a lot of updates to share, a lot of stuff to talk about, and a lot of stuff to plan things out. So that is a lot. So let's start with a small but pretty small update. This is a add up to a game schedule. So I haven't had one in a while, but finally someone said something to me about a game to play. A friend named Lucky recommended me to play Amnesia or Dark Descent or Outlast. I had all of those free games into my massive gaming schedule. So, probably, so there's a lot of stuff to talk about there. So there's a lot to talk about the gaming schedule thing. So, probably after The Walking Dead, I'm probably gonna do either, Amnesia, or I'm probably going to do Amnesia franchise. I'm probably going to start with the first one. The only question I have is, what game should I start? Like, what's the first one I should start with, and then I'll probably play that game later. The second one is Dark Descent. Never heard of those games. I hope it's a solo game. If it's a franchise, and that's when I get confused of what should I start with. But, since I have a lot, if it's a solo game, then I'll play it. So, yeah. And finally, Outlast. Outlast, I did promise everyone just recently on my YouTube that I might play that game next year. Dark Descent, Amnesia, probably after The Walking Dead, since I'm kind of running out of gaming ideas since it's been a couple of months, and this month is supposed to be Five Nights at Freddy's 3. My birthday is coming up on November 6th, so yeah. So, yeah, that's a lot of updates to share, and, yeah, so there's probably going to be one. My birthday is going to come up, and probably after my birthday, I'm going to finish The Walking Dead. I might stick to my friend's gaming idea and play Amnesia or Dark Descent. So, yeah. I will probably post this after my birthday. So, this is November 3rd, and then so probably at the end of this video, I'll probably might do a bonus to tell you how my birthday went. So yeah, that is my first small update. Very short, because Outlast, it was next year. Amnesia, I might play that around December or January. And then Dark Descent, I might play that January. So, yeah. So that's just a very small update. Emily wants to play, might be next year. Sadly, due to Five Nights at Freddy's free, I did promise it might be November, but since there's so much going on, I might do it on December or next year. Because there's just a lot going on. Besides that, yeah, this is a basic start of the video. It's gonna get longer. Trust me. It's gonna get very long. And Lots of detail. Another update I want to share is just yesterday, November 2nd, I watched the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Yeah. If you look at my update video around August, around that time, I met William Afton himself before the FNAF movie came out. So, since the FNAF movie came out, I watched it. And hey, I actually had a good time. I'm not gonna do a movie review. If you want me to do a movie review of that, I can. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to start with. I will start with video games for now, but if I can start doing YouTube reaction videos, movie reviews, stuff like that, I can finally do that stuff. But first, I need to make sure what people think. Of course, I want to do it for you. For me, I do want to do movie reviews and see what people think. If they'd be like, okay, first, you need to start a movie review and see how it goes. If we like it, we want more. So, yeah, besides that, my friend, Lucky, he's a good friend, gave out a lot of good game suggestions and stuff like that, and so, the reason why I'm bringing out the FNAF movie, you may question, why am I bringing up the first update to the second one? This involves Five Nights at Freddy's. Five Nights at Freddy's free due to Lucky saying that he wants me to play those ghost games. FNAF 3 might have to move December. So, yeah. But FNAF movie, it was great. I just watched it yesterday. Springtrap was great in that movie. The Springwalk scene is good. Spoilers, but there's a Springwalk scene. I recommend you should skip that. Skip that immediately. Right. Now, it's time for the big ones to talk about. Time for the big ones to talk about. So before I begin, I'm gonna show a lot of pictures. So like from events that I went to, like conventions and a theme park. So let's get ready for the third update. So, yes, if you watched the Texas Chainsaw Massacre gameplay, I just want to let you know, I actually went to Comic-Con.
Hey guys, before I begin the gameplay, I just want to say something that's going on. I've been busy a lot lately, and the reason why I've been gone for 5 days on Five Nights at Freddy's Part 3, I'm gonna do the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and stuff, but I want to say something before I begin the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You guys are into horror, welcome to Frightmare in the Falls. Basically, this place is where you can come and meet celebrities, and you can meet people who you want to meet. Here are some questions about to answer for you before you begin. What are the show hours? The next question is, do you have to pay an entry fee? Yes. And then ticket information will be released soon. Are children allowed to attend? And no. Children under 11, this is not recommended for children under 11. But however, children are gonna be with an adult of under 6. And also, if you like pictures of attractions, you can do movie prop museums, Halloween Station, and Evil Dead, Cannibal Junkyard, and the Green Goblin. And hell, you can do autographs, pro photo ops, Q&A with them, shirts, workshops of photo ops, and screenings of where you can watch an old movie. And now for celebrities that are going to be there for this recommendation. If you're into Hellboy, the Hellboy franchise is going to be there. If you're into Saw, one of the Saw cast is going to be there. If you're into Friday the 13th, the final chapter, the cast is also going to be there. If you're into Casper and Final Destination, one of the cast is gonna be there. If you're into Halloween, the cast is also gonna be there. If you're into the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is part of this game, you can check it out. If you're into Evil Dead, I recommend you check it out. If you're into Terrifier, come check it out. If you really like Robert Kurtzman, then I hope you can check him out too. And then if you're into The Walking Dead, Hocus Pocus, Leprechaun, if you're really into this stuff, I hope you can check out this place. It takes place in Niagara Falls. So if you want to see your favorite people that are going to be there, please check this place out. And I hope you enjoy this video. The Texas Chainsaw Cast is gonna be there. And as always, I am Junior Horror Freak here. I hope you enjoyed this, and as always, have a good day.
It was great. There's a lot to share. So when me and my dad were about to get ready for Comic-Con, so we decided to book a hotel. So we booked a hotel. We decided to stay in this room and, get ready for stuff. And then we decided to walk in to Comic-Con and have a look around. That stuff. So, yeah. So when we walked in the building, of course, my dad and my grandma and I would say Nana, my Nana. So when we walked in the building, they were very new, so I had to tell them a lot about stuff. So, and they liked that. So they liked my ideas and stuff. So when we went, there was like a lot of security, so we had to scan our band and stuff from our wrist or something. So when we walked in, they were like, "Hey, how you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, we're doing good." So we walked in, and it was like we had to get our wristbands, and they're like, "Hey, let's checking that. We need to check that bag." I was like, "Oh," he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Buddy, you need to check that bag." My dad said. So I did, and then the workers came up and they're like, "Oh, you have nothing. You should be fine. I can tell." And you're like, "Oh, okay." A bunch of papers about stuff. So when we walked in, it was massive. So I had to tell my dad where the main celebrity area is. So when we walked in the room, it was actually a B hallway. There's a lot of stuff. So when we walked in, it was massive. Lots of stores and lots of celebrities there. So yeah, walked in, and of course, as always, I have to show my dad around. And my dad and my grandma or Nana. I'm gonna call her Grandma for now, just to make sure you guys understand. Because I call her Nana, but people call that Grandma, so I'll call her Grandma for now. Walked around. There was a Jeepers Creepers experience, and we took pictures in there. And we, of course, as always, we took. So then after that, we walked around. There was this Muppet show thing. I don't know what it is. It's just there's a lot of Halloween stuff. So when we were walking around, there was a Terminator photo area, which that was pretty cool. I sadly didn't walk in there and did an experience thing, because I thought it'll be a bit weird-ish, but I don't know. It was cool, but I didn't want to walk by that, and I didn't want to walk in there. We were walking around. We saw these two officer guys, just talking, and be like, hey, don't touch that. Hey, walk around for $20 just to be in a movie. Just to be in a movie. So, like, what they mean by that is they're going to scan your face and put it in a movie. Put your face in the movie, and you look like you're in the movie when you're not, but you're in the movie for sure. We were walking around the place, so we saw a lot of interesting stuff. And my dad got like very, very interested in it. So he was like, this is very interesting. As we were walking around, that's when we decided to go to the celebrity section. So, like, when all the celebrities were there. There was the Walking Dead cast that were there. So, like, I don't know his name, but I'll just say the actor's name. Micheal Cudzit. I don't know how to say it right. I'm sorry if I said this wrong. I think it's Micheal Cudzit. I could be wrong. I don't know how to pronounce it right. I'm not good at pronunciation at names, so just to let you know. There was the governor from The Walking Dead there, and there was this random guy I don't know, but yeah, he was from the What If Marvel show. So yeah. When we looked around, my nana was about to take a picture of us of Micheal Cudzit. I don't know how to say it. I'm sorry, guys, if I don't know how to say it. So, and then security came in and were like, no, pictures. And I was like, oh, come on. So, yeah, so when we're walking around, and Nan saw, like, a lot of interesting stuff. So, when we were walking around, we saw one actor that my Nan Terry liked a lot. And that was Kim Coates himself. Kim Coates. He was walking around the building sometimes because it was not that busy on Friday. So when we were walking around, so she saw Kim Coates, and she grabbed my shoulder. She's like, "Oh my God, it's Kim Coates!" Sadly, we can't record, so since my parents are new, my dad, they did not want to record because they're worried that they might get kicked out of recording and stuff, so they were scared that they might do something bad. So sadly, there's not a lot of recording, so I have to get into detail. So, and then we walked up to him. There was no lineup, so we just walked up. She tried to find a autograph for her, and she found a very good picture of just him, just his face, being very serious. Serious in character. So when it was very serious in character, so we grabbed that. Nana wanted to grab that, and then we went up to him. I forgot his price. So I don't know the price. Nana Terry bought it though. She bought the autograph, and then she gave it to him. They signed it, and he gave me a handshake, and he was like, "Hey, how are you doing, buddy?" I was like, "I'm doing good." I was like, "Who's this?" And I said, "This is my Nana." It's like, well, she must have drank good water then. So, she was talking. I didn't care about the conversation, so I just ignored it and just stand there and let my Nana have a nice conversation with the man. So, yeah. So then we walked around. My dad didn't know what to do because he pretty much walked around the entire place, so he just walked away. I was hoping to meet my celebrities tomorrow because every single celebrity is going to be there Saturday. So I was kind of thinking about doing that Saturday, and then Sunday meet more when they're not busy. So when we left, we went to TGI Friday thing, and we got ourselves some breakfast, and Nancy was talking about how excited she was about Kim Coates, meeting Kim Coates herself. So we got ourselves some food. There was not any good food, so I got myself just a regular hamburger with just lettuce, and ketchup and mustard, and with I don't know, just ketchup, mustard, and lettuce. So I was bored, I have basic. He got himself some beer to have a good time, So did my nana, and they got her some. My dad got himself some beaver, I think pork chops or something. And then my nana got some. I forgot what it called. It's like a Caesar or was or something. I forgot. I don't know. It's been. I don't know. I don't know what food. I don't know what the food's called. So when we got those foods, when we were finished our food, my stomach started to hurt a lot, and I did not enjoy the stomach pain, so that hurted like absolute shit. So that was not good. Surprisingly, apparently just for dinner, it was surprisingly a lot. It was $100 just for a regular food. I'm not joking. I'm not making this up. I'm being serious. Dead serious. They literally made it $100. And that is absolutely ridiculous to me. So I was like, yeah, so I was disappointed, and I was kind of disappointed about the price. And then we walked out, and we decided to walk around and go grocery shopping, because why not? Store. We saw this place called the Fun Place where there's a bunch of arcade games. So I was like, ooh, I can't wait to do that with my dad. Maybe spend time with my dad. That would be a great time. We were walking around. We saw like water, like cool waterfall. And I thought it looks beautiful. It actually looks very beautiful outside. So we were walking around, trying to get down there, but we couldn't. So we just like walked back, and then when we walked back, we were like, okay, I'm bored. So we walked back to the hotel, watched some TV, like comedy shows. We watched this very weird thing where this girl has like big lipstick. It's a comedy show, by the way. Big lipstick, and the guy was like driving a car. It was like, and it was funny. It was weird. So, yeah, I don't know, man. Saturday. Now was for the second day. Saturday. This is where I meet my celebrities. And of course my dad's celebrities too. My dad has like one. I had a lot. So first we walked around. We had to have breakfast first because, well, we needed to have some breakfast before we get full and don't get hungry anymore. So we did that. We got some breakfast and we started to eat. We started talking about stuff of what should we remove one of my celebrities, only because the breakfast was absolutely expensive. I was disappointed, and we had to pay that much. So, yeah, that's a sign where we have to remove one of my celebrities in my list. So, yeah, so we removed one, and of course, because we bought the breakfast. So, we moved one, and then I will reveal my list later, but not now. So after our breakfast, we just bought it. It was a liquor, $20, normal. So we walked out of my restaurant building. We decided to get ready to dress. I decided to dress up, cosplay as Michael Myers. So I decided to, I'm gonna reveal this. The Halloween cast was there. So, the Halloween cast was there. So I dressed up as Michael Myers to be the Halloween cast. So, yeah. So we walked in the building. The line was massive, so there was this guy in a skull costume. that was part of the logo of the company of Comic-Con we went to. As we were walking around, as we were in line, my Nana was questioning, like, can we just skip these entire lines since we have, like, a wristband? So my Nana asked the employee worker. He said he was going to check for us. So he checked the others first, see how's their day going so far. He was, of course, checking our wristband. And he was like, and then it took us like a couple minutes, and then, like, we were walking around. And, yeah, so then after a couple of minutes later, as we were slowly, walking in line, the skull guy came back. He came to us, and he was like, hey, there's a line of the wristbands. You can get out of this line immediately. And she's like, oh, great, we can skip the entire line. Yes, skip the entire line, and there's an other entrance door where we have wristbands. So we walk straight in there. Shorter wristband, of course, but we just walk straight in there. It was so easy, so simple. We just have a wristband. We can easily just walk straight in there. That's what I like about that. Oh, before, I forgot to mention also about Friday, the first day. My dad walked to this guy who was acting very weird. He was like, hey, welcome to underwear day. We can all dress down naked. I don't know, something like that. Yeah, something like that on Friday? I don't know. My dad didn't like that guy because he was very weird. He gave us his card when we declined it because he was weird, saying, like, underwear jokes. And I was like, you can dress down naked. And I was like, hell no. And my dad's like, no. But yeah, I forgot to mention that. So on to Saturday. Walked us straight in there. We started to wait in line. There was this guy in a killer clown costume, but it was pretty cool. He borrowed his gun and started doing that from the Spirit Halloween one. I think everyone's seen it on TikTok. If you have not, check that out. It was this thing that goes, which was pretty cool. A lot of people dressed up as the Walking Dead, which that was also cool. We were waiting in line. I decided to test my Michael Myers mask. Sadly, it was really, really messy, so I had to press down on it a lot. I asked my Nana if I can get a new mask because the hair was messy. And she said no, which that's okay. We checked, and the mask in there was, like, really expensive. So sadly, I can't get a new mask, but that's okay. I can keep the old one, but it's still a bit messy. Actually, I can show you the mask. This is what my mask looks like. So as you can see, this mask right here, this is the mask. So it's really, really messy. So we have to, like, I have to do this, the entire thing. So this is what it looks like when I pin it down. Yeah, not bad. But sadly, I have to, like put it in there so it doesn't get messy. Of course, it was supposed to be, like, since this is a 1978 version, the hair was supposed to be messy. But, yeah, this is what it looks like when I went to Comic-Con. So, yeah, so this is my mask. Anyways, yeah, I had to press down a lot on it. And then when the doors open, we walked straight in there. Started at 10, so we walked straight in there, and we started with our celebrities. The first one I wanted to meet was Michael Myers' sister.
Not this one.
Judith Myers. I'm a big, huge Halloween fan. If you watch the old TikTok videos of me back in the old day as Junior Horror, if you search up Junior Horror Freak as me, and I used to do those videos a lot. So I was a big Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees fan. So, the first actor was Judith Myers. So when we walked up there was like, Nana Terry was like, so it's just Friday after. Yeah, so I had to correct her, and I was like, no, this is Halloween. Before I start, guys, yes, she's very, very, she gets very confused. So I'm probably gonna mention a lot about that. So, when we walked in, There was when we walked in line. It was a pretty short line actually. She wasn't that famous because she was only did like 30 seconds of the start. Like she only did like a whole minute, 2 minutes of the intro of the movie. So we walked in there and we saw, like, we look at her autographs, and I'm gonna say this in a friendly way. There's a lot of new pictures. You get the premise, you get it. And I came up to her and said, she said, "Hi, how are you doing?" I said, "Hey, I'm doing great." So I made her sign this autograph. She's like, "Can you sign this one, please?" And I was like, "Yeah." So, and then my Nana Terry joke, she looked over there and she's like, "Hey, there's a lot of new pictures if you want them." I was like, "No, I'm not into those pictures, Nana. I don't want my parents to get mad at me." So, and then, of course, it was a joke. So, it was fun. So I was very, very nervous and quiet. Sadly, I can't record or take pictures because you have to pay money for that. So of course I bought like $60 for the autograph. So she was very nice, and she said, "Well, I hope you have a good day." So, and she gave me this card, and she said that, "Hope have fun," and I had fun. I was so happy. I met Michael Myers' sister herself. So, yeah, that really, made me happy. She was very quiet, a bit. She was like writing very quietly. I was nervous, of course. I didn't say anything. I was quiet. I didn't say a word. So, yeah. Before I start for everything else of celebrities I met, sadly, my parents can't record the entire thing because they were nervous and felt like they are not allowed. They're new. So I wish I could record the moment, but sadly, my parents were scared and like, "But we need to pay for those." When some of them are for free, and you're allowed to record if you're like for free, or if you paid for a selfie, then you're allowed to record the moment if you want. But sadly, due to that, they didn't record, so I have to explain it in detail. So that's So I was very, very, very nervous when I met Sandy Johnson. So before I met her, I was looking around, taking some time, looking at stuff. Since my birthday is coming up, it started October 27th. That was the 28th on the second day. I was very nervous, trying to process something I want for my birthday, or like thinking of something, saying that I might like this one or I might like that one. So I was like, yeah. So I was walking around. I was walking around that time. And then when I met Sammy Johnson, I was like, okay, what should I do next? I know. Can I meet the Michael Myers kid? So, the kid actor, Michael Myers. So we walked up I decided to dress up my mask, of course. I put on my mask. The picture was for free, so thank God that the picture was for free. So I went up to the Michael Myers kid actor, and I put on my mask. I met him, and I was like, hey, I'm a big fan. Can I have your autograph? And he was like, yeah, go ahead. And I was very quiet. And he was like, so, are you a big fan of the movies? And I was like, yes, I am. So he was signing it. I was like, I said, can I have a picture of you? It was like, yeah, go ahead. You can have a picture of me, man. So I went up to him, and of course, I took a picture of him. And I decided to do a pointy finger because he's the kid Michael Myers, and I'm dressed up as Michael Myers himself. So I just did a pointy finger, and I was like, this is Michael Myers. Well, yeah, I was dressed up as Michael Myers, and met him. So I was surprised. So, and then I walked around and I showed my dad celebrities because he didn't know my list very well. So I showed him some stuff. Like, there's my celebrities right there, and there. And of course I showed him he's right there. And it was like, nah, you can't do there. He said, do your own franchise. And I was like, oh, that's fine. Because we removed one. So we walked around, and then after we met, like, Michael Myers, so after we met, like, Michael Myers, we walked around a bit more, and we decided to go around shopping, take a break from stuff. There was a lot going on. I was getting super nervous. I need to take a break, walk around, and do stuff. Before I continue the story, the light quality we're starting to heat up for a bit, so I have to turn it off, and we're at West. Should be fine. This is just a basic video talking about stuff. So anyways, I was taking a break. I was walking around the entire place. I was super nervous. Like, I met so much. I met like so much actors on June and August. So I was like, I get to finally meet the Halloween like half of the cast members. So I was super nervous. So I walked around, and then we decided, and my dad said he wanted to go outside, and he was hungry. He was excited to like get a drink, and get a drink, take a break from stuff, basic dad stuff. When Nan and I were walking around, I was like, okay, can we meet a celebrity? And it's like, can we meet a celebrity part of my franchise? And she's like, yeah, you can. Go straight ahead. So we walked around. We saw the twins from Friday the 13th, the phone chapter. Here's the clip.
Like I said, this movie's horny as hell. So let's bring in more chicks to get naked and have sex. Twins Tina and Terry, played by English identical twins Kamala and Carrie Moore, who at one point had been Doublemint twins, but I can't track down their commercial. They joined most of the cast to getting naked for a group skinny dipping scene. Some of the male actors went bottomless out of solidarity for their topless and also bottomless female co-stars.
And then we decided to walk up to them. They were like very low, so I wanted to get an autograph for both of them. My Nana was thinking I wanted to do like just one of them. I said no, I want to do two. So I got their autograph signature. I decided to choose the two of them. And she said, hi, hey, how are you doing? And she said, are you a big fan of the Friday the 13th franchise? And I said, I'm such a big fan. I'm such a big fan of this movie. I was nervous. And she said, so? I was like, I love the movie. She's like, yeah, so the gore is a bit too much. And she's like, yeah, the gore is a bit too much. And, I like it when it's like off screen, she said. And I said, oh. So, and then she was like, so, do you like a picture? And I was like, I would love a picture. And because I got both their autographs. So this is my autograph. And here's what it looks like. Before I start pulling out these autographs, I have to be very careful because they're very written well and they're very professional. So, and they're also very easy to rip or take off. So I have to be very careful, by the way, guys. So, here's my picture with the autographs. Yeah, I met the sisters themselves. So I got their autograph, and of course their picture was for free. So I said, hey, can I get a free picture? I said, yeah. So while we're taking the picture, I was nervous. Very, very nervous. Because back in the 80s, when they did their movie, of course, as always, on Friday the 13th, they did a lot, I'll just say this in a friendly way again, a lot of new stuff in the pool. I was very nervous. They said, stop it, you cutie. They actually called me cute. I started to be nervous. So they're like, okay, stand up straight. They said, stand up straight. And I was like, oh God, okay, let me try. Let me try. So I looked up, and I looked at my Nana. And of course, she took pictures of me. and I was nervous, and I said thank you, and she said, and they both said no problem, no problem, and I smiled, and I was very, very nervous, but happy. I was so happy. So, yeah. So, yeah, I was nervous when I met the twins. Super nervous. And she said, and while I was super nervous, she's like, don't worry, we're not that big, we're not that famous. Even though there's a video game, even though they're in the video game, and they're also, well, in like multiple movies, like just Friday the 13th, just mostly Friday the 13th. Yeah, I was super, super, nervous. So, and then after my picture, we walked around, and Nan says, okay, so you gotta get ready for your Halloween photo op. And I was like, oh boy, picture with the cast, let's go. We went to do like a picture together. So, as we were walking around, my dad came over and I was like, hey, how you doing? He's like, you met the twins. And then she's like, from Halloween, right? And I said, no, they're not from Halloween, they're from Friday the 13th. Guys, it's gonna get confusing, so I'm trying my best to make sense. And she was like, no, wait, wasn't Friday the 13th, wasn't that Jason Voorhees? Saying like Nick Castle is Jason Voorhees, even though he plays Michael Myers. Like, no, that's Michael Myers. This is not Friday the 13th Part 4. And I was getting confused. And she's like, you met the twins, like, right? And she was talking about, like Judith Myers and the other girl, which is a surprise. I'm like, no, that's not the twins. Can you stop getting confused? So she was getting super confused. So then we went to line up. They told us to like, and oh yeah, whoops, my bad. No, cut that. So after the twins, yes, they did say that, and then after saying like my nan getting confused, we actually went to do Ron Perlman's photo op. I forgot to share that. We met Ron Perlman himself. So, yeah, so my dad was like, waiting in line. He didn't want to meet him, like, go on the line, like, for 10 minutes, because I was about to start for, like, 10 minutes, like, 12:10, so he went, like, 12, and wanted to go in right away, and he said he had to wait 10 minutes, so then we waited for, like, 5 minutes, so we waited for 5 minutes, and then we just walked. And after 5 minutes, we're like, okay, walk in. So we walked right in for the Hellboy solo, and he wanted me to be in the picture. So my dad, I said, are you nervous? And my dad's like, nope. I was like, I'm pretty sure you're a Hellboy fan. I'm pretty sure you're pretty nervous. So, and then as we're walking in line, we're getting closer and closer and closer. As we were getting closer and closer and closer, Ron Perlman was there. So when their picture, when that person's picture was on, we walked up. My phone was in my pocket in my Michael Myers jumpsuit. So my dad wanted a picture. It didn't matter. So we walked in, and Ron Perlman was like, "Come here, kid." So he put his arm around my shoulder, and then we did a picture. And this is what it looks like. And of course, before I did my Michael Myers group photo op, I also did the car with Nick Castle himself. My dad was getting his autograph. So this is what it looks like. Oh, wow! After the picture was taken, we looked at it, and my dad loved it. I was like, "Oh, I'm glad you loved it, Dad." And then it was my turn to do my photo op. So I got my costume ready. I got my mask on. Oh yeah, before I start, how do I put away my mask in the photo op? I gave it to my grandma to hold it while she was waiting outside. So we took a picture, then we got the printed version. So yeah. So then as we straight up just walked, we walked out there. I grabbed a mask, and Terry wanted to go in there, and my dad was like waiting. So we walked like straight in there. The Michael Myers group cast was there, and I was so excited. So I walked straight in there, and we were in line, so we waited. And then I was dressed up as Michael Myers. There was another Michael Myers cosplayer. He looked at me, and my nanny said, "Wait, look over there," because I was being distracted with a lot of stuff. And then the Michael Myers person looked at me. He's like, "There's already one Michael Myers." Looked at me and pointed at me. I was like, "Yeah." So that was like really funny. So we, of course, we made a joke. I saw this person in this costume at like Michael Myers dressed up as the ghost. I was like, I want to do that so bad. We walked in. I was dressed up as Michael Myers, Nick Castle, and other of the cast members, like Judith Myers, Michael Myers as a kid, and this is a surprise. This is where the surprise is revealed. PJ Souls herself was there in that photo op. She was there. So we walked up, and I walked up wearing my costume. Nick Castle saw me, and the Castle's like, "Uh-oh," to me as Michael Myers, and Nick Castle's like, "Oh, come here, Michael Jr." Even though the funny part is my real name. This is where my name gets revealed. My real name is Michael, and he called me Michael Jr. I took a picture. I did a point finger with him together, and the promo guys who did like 2 minutes of the intro were joining with me, and then I pointed like Nick Castle and PJ. Because I'm such a big fan of the Halloween franchise, and here's what the picture looked like. So this is the picture. I took that, and I love this picture. This is such a great picture. This is Judith Myers. This is the kid of Michael Myers. That's Nick Castle, who played Michael Myers. This is Kid Michael. This is Michael Myers in the full movie, and this is Laurie Strode's friend, Jamie Lee Curtis' friend. So yeah. And we got to the picture, and my dad's gonna get ready for the next one, my other photo op with Nick Castle. So we walked like to the like a car, like the Michael Myers vehicle car. And while we walked there, my dad said, "Hey, just to let you know, I'm gonna get an autograph and make him sign this Ron Perlman photo op with me and Dad." And I was like, "Okay, Dad, do yourself. Be yourself, man." I was like, "Thank you, Dad." And I give him a hug. So when we walked in, Aunt Terry was getting confused again, saying like, "Wait," she's like, "So this is right. This is what I said, wait. Isn't this the twins? Like this one and this one? Are those the twins from Friday the 13th? I said, "No, this is Halloween." And then she said, "Is this Michael Myers? Not Michael Myers. Is this Jason Voorhees?" And I said, "No." As we're in line, they're like yelling at us and be like, "No touching the set." I was like, I want to go inside a car with him. Man. So then Nick Castle came. He was like, "Hey guys," and then he started taking pictures. And then when I got there, he was like, "Good to see you again, Michael Jr." And then he came up to me and we took a picture together, and this is what it looks like. This is the car from the original that Michael Myers stole. This is Michael Myers in the background. These are the signed pictures of like Dr. Loomis, Jamie Lee Curtis, and others. That was like, that's so awesome. So happy. And then my dad saw, and so he came and showed me that he got his autograph signed by Ron Perlman to sign like the photo op, and because it was up to my dad. And he told me that Ron Perlman told me that he was very, very quiet. He was very quiet. Didn't want to meet anyone. He was quiet. So, yeah. So it was weird. Very, weird. Anyways, as we were, like, walking around, we got our bread, then we decided to meet one more actor. One more actor, which is the first Jason Voorhees himself. That's right, folks. The first Jason Voorhees actor himself. So we were, walking to his line, since that's the last actor, because my grandma's legs were dying. She was like exhausted. And I said, do you want to go to your Q&A with Ron Perlman and Kim Coates? And she was like, no, I don't want to sit down. And fun fact, Q&As actually surprisingly cost money. My teacher told me, he said, Q&As can sometimes cost money. You do realize that, right, Mike? And I was like, oh, shit, my bad. So, so that's what my teacher told me. I was like, oh, I was not expecting that. So, anyways, my dad wanted to skip it. So I was like, okay, so let's meet Jason Voorhees from the original. So we went up to him and we decided to get his autograph. So as he gets his autograph, he's like, "Be good people," and he was like yelling like he's like a hardcore rock star and stuff because he's a music musician also.
Good people.
So I'm a Jason fan. So I was in line and then I was in the front of the table. He was like, ooh, there's a dog. And he's like, I'm gonna go pet him. He's like, are you a cat or a dog? And I said, do you have a cat or a dog? And I said, I have a cat, because I actually have a cat at home here. And my Aunt Terry's like, wait, you have a dog too? And I was like, I'm not sure if it counts as my dog though. So as we were, and he was talking to me, it's like, I said, I'm a big Jason and Michael fan. And he says this to me. He says, I still remember this. I remember what he said to me to this day. He looked at me and said, Michael Myers is mean. Like, he kills family. Meanwhile, Jason is family. And that put a smile. And I was like, family. And he's like, I said, I'm more of a Jason fan. Because I love, like, Friday the 13th, the final chapter. I'm such a huge fan of Friday the 13th, the final chapter. Even though I love Halloween, Friday the 13th, the final chapter, I love the most. Even Halloween. It's a debate. But when it comes to franchise-wise, I love Halloween. But when it comes to movie-wise, Friday the 13th, the final chapter, but Halloween the original is still good. So, he signed my autograph. He's like, do you want to do a picture, man? He's like, yeah. So he did this pose. Let me just make this picture right here, as I'm showing this. He's doing this pose, so I was not expecting him to do a pose. So I decided to do a pose. I did the fact I was nervous, I just did this. I just did that. So, yeah, I was nervous, and I was like, thank you, man. And he was like, hey, no problem. So then we walked out of the building, and I was like, this is the best day of my life. Also, I forgot, here's my autograph of the first Jason Voorhees himself. So this is what he wrote. So this is the autograph. First Jason Voorhees, and this is what he wrote. So he wrote, Jason never dies. Yeah. Sadly, though, there was an after party. Sadly, it was 18 plus, and I wasn't old enough, so I was like, come on, man. I want to go to it. I'm not 18 over enough. So sadly, it was 18 plus, and I was like, oh, man, come on. So I really wanted to go to a show, but it was like Friday the 13th event with him. So, yeah. By the way, as I'm talking, I'm just put away my autographs. So, yeah, that's just to let you know. By the way, here's my picture. Here's my autograph. Pretty cool. So, yeah. And then we decided to go to this, and then my dad, I said, I want to go to this Fun Zone gaming machine place. So we went to that, and my dad decided to play video games there. We played a lot of video games. I was very nervous, and I didn't know what to choose. There wasn't a lot of good games. A lot of arcade games was surprisingly broken. There were a lot of them that were broken. So we had to be careful. So we just choose, like, a lot of tickets and stuff. So we just got one of those, mostly, so, yeah. Started gaming, playing a lot of games together, spent time with my dad, and then my dad had such a good time, and so he was like really happy. I miss a lot of celebrities. And yeah, so then we were talking about stuff, and this is where I already feel my stuff. Yvonne Sawa and Corey Feldman from Friday the 13th and Final Destination, they were both there. So I was like, I want to meet both of those. Corey Feldman, I sadly couldn't meet because he was f***ing $200 for a selfie and autograph. And I was like, holy shit. What? And I was so disappointed, and my parents were like, we have to cut him out. We're not getting him. So sadly, due to that, I couldn't meet him because he made his price so expensive, like so ridiculously overpriced, so much. Why? It was way too expensive, and my parents couldn't afford it because it was way too big of a price. So sadly, we had to skip that. So I was very, very like, oh, God. But that's okay. I wish I met Halloween, so that made me really happy. It was a 15 out of 10 day. I just love that. I wish I get to meet the Friday Redeem the Final Chapter cast and personal autographs, so that it doesn't matter. So, yeah, so we have to skip Corey Feldman, and we also have to skip, Devon Sawa, because, even though he wasn't overpriced, sadly, my one grandparent, and my dad was like, yeah, we can't do it. We're running out. We're going to become poor. Yeah, so we had to skip those two, sadly, so... yeah. I didn't mind about that. So instead, my dad and I decided to just meet the Friday 13th the Final Chapter cast, like just a couple of them. Just meet a couple of them. One more Halloween cast I missed. Even though I did take a picture of them and met them, I still didn't want their autograph because I love the Halloween franchise and how much it inspired me. So, yeah, so, so we played a Fun Zone. We were talking about, like, hey, can I at least meet Devon Sawa? Because he was only, like, $60 for a autograph, so, I thought, like, that's okay, that's fine. And this picture is also free, so it's fine. And my Nana said no, because she said that she is, like, running out of stuff. So, I can understand why, and that's, like, really, really tough to make a lot. It takes a lot of time. So I understand why. I didn't want to put any pressure into them, because I'm that big of, like, a fan of Friday the 13th and Halloween. And, yeah, but Devon Sawa, on the other hand, he's a good actor. I want to meet him because of, like, the Chucky TV show, because I thought, like, he's great in that show, like, good acting. And, like, other movies that he did, that was, like, pretty good. But my parents were like, no. So, Corey Feldman, on the other hand, I did want to meet him badly, but sadly I couldn't also because it was, like, way too expensive, which I was so mad about that. Which I was like, come on. I couldn't do that, so instead I just stick with the Friday the 13th the Final Chapter cast. So then after that, after all the fun stuff, after all of that like fun stuff, we just decided to go back to the hotel and get some sleep and get ready for the last day. Sunday. Now Sunday. So we walked in. It wasn't so busy. It was closing down slowly. It started at 10 to 4, so it just opened and it wasn't so big. There was not a lot of people there. So, before we met my celebrities, I was kind of picking and debating which one should I choose, which is another action figure on my collection over there, or an old collection, which some of you may know. And I finally found my old thing, and I choose it over an action figure, which is Friday the 13th Part 6. Because... dude, I've been looking for this for 2 years. For 2 whole years. For this mask. Actually, it was free debating. Either me, an actor from Saw, which was Dr. Gordon himself, or Friday the 13th Part 6 NECA, or this thing. And I choose this thing. This one, I've been looking for this for 2 whole years. This inspired me is one of the reasons why I became a big TikToker. So I was looking for this thing for so long, and I finally have it back after it broke for 2 whole years because I dropped it. Only because I dropped it in this one video, and sadly I had to make a video and it was canceled. So I finally got it back. The debate between 4 people, actually, between 4 things, was a Devon, so me, Dr. Gordon, Friday the 13th Part 6, or the hockey mask, which I'll choose the hockey mask. So yeah. Anyways, besides that, I bought that for my birthday. I decided to go and meet my last 3 celebrities. So my first one was PJ. So PJ was there, and but she had to go after her autograph. So my Aunt Terry wanted to take a photo up with Kim Coates. She ordered a picture of Kim Coates, and she wants to do one by herself. So we waited for her, and she was very happy. And I was happy for her. And I gave her, and she was very, very happy. So, yeah. So as she was very happy, then we decided to meet PJ. And as we walked up to PJ, she was finally there, so I decided to choose an autograph, which was actually a cool part of it. So, yeah. So, here's my autograph of PJ. This is an autograph I got from her, which was her being choked by Nick Castle himself. And it says here, "Totally PJ" by Linda. And when I saw this picture, I was happy. And I said, I just met my Jamie Lee Curtis friend. So nervous. So while she was signing it, she said, "Big fan?" I said, "Yeah." I was like, "Can I have a picture?" He's like, "Yeah, go ahead." And so I took a picture with her, and and I said, "Thank you so much." And she said, "No problem." And she was very positive. She was so happy. So, yeah. And then I finally met the Jarvis family, Tommy Jarvis. I didn't meet Corey Feldman, sadly. Before I met Mrs. Jarvis, I met, I forgot his name. There's a lot of names in Friday the 13th, so I'll just say the actor's name. Eric Anderson. I met him, and he was there, so I went up to him and I said, "Hey, how are you doing?" And he said, "I'm doing good." So, of course, before I start, every autograph I have to have put my full name, because if I just put like one name, then that will be weird. So yeah, I don't want like my I don't want like my just simple name, because someone can easily like Photoshop that and be like, I just met the person when you did not. Just to let you know, it's starting to heat up again, so I might have to get like a new probably gonna turn it off now. So as I met Eric Anderson, who met Mrs. Jarvis. I was like, he's so cool. Like, his death was also awesome. Just love that scene. It was a very awesome scene. As when I first watched it, my favorite scene was this kill. My favorite kill was that one. Yeah, not good. Now that I watch it, wasn't good. Favorite one will probably be Eric Anderson.
Ted, hey Ted, where the hell's the corkscrew?
But hey, at least that death was awesome. A lot of good kills, such as this one, and there was this one. So yeah, a lot of good scenes. As we were talking while he was about to sign my autograph, he was like, he told me, he was talking to me. He said, so someone told me that they want him to live long for the movies so that he can like become a big part of the character. And he was like, he's supposed to die eventually. Even he said that himself. And I was like, yeah, you're supposed to die in the movie eventually. And I agreed. And then after he done signing it, which I'll show you, and after he's done signing it, he want to take a picture of me. I want to take a picture of him because he's such a great guy. So, his name's Rob. Oh, I messed up. Anyways, this is autograph. This is right at 13. This is Rob. I met Rob himself. So he signed it, and I was like, oh my god, I met Rob. Who met Mrs. Jarvis. He is such an awesome character in the movie. So he's such a nice guy. As we're about to take a picture in the movie, he got up and he started to share something before we took a picture. He started saying like, so just to let you know, my shoulder was hurting and he doesn't want to feel the pain again. And he was just joking around, but he said that his shoulder was hurting a lot, so.
Okay, Jason, stop bullying him, man.
God. We just took like one picture and this is what it looked like. Very nice guy. The last one I was about to meet was Mrs. Jarvis herself.
Tommy ends up getting an eyeful of this flesh party, further jump-starting this kid's hormones and revving that puberty engine up. In real life, that's also exactly what was happening.
I get to do scenes with boobies. Not much has changed.
He jokes about it there, but I'm kind of sad Feldman was exposed to and surrounded by this stuff at this early age, especially since he was going through some serious family issues at the time. The 12-year-old Feldman didn't think of himself as a kid and constantly wanted to hang out with the older cast members. Kimberly Beck, who plays his sister Trish, had experience as a child actor, so she took to being a big sister to Feldman in real life too. She even took him trick-or-treating on Halloween, the first day of production.
So, like 30 minutes later, she appeared, and she appeared, and she wanted to. And I was waiting, while we were waiting, I looked at the pictures and I saw this one. I was like, I want this one. So yeah, I choose that picture because that picture looks awesome. So as we got that picture, I was as I got that picture, I gave it to her. She's like, sorry I took so long. I was like, that's fine. So I have to tell them my name spelled. Oh yeah, by the way, before I start, every celebrity I have to tell them to spell my name because my name is spelled differently. So Eric Anderson, aka Rob, he helped me and he helped my name spelling my name. He was like, and then she knows. She's like, that's how you spell it. Okay, and then she wrote that, and then I said I want to put in my last name too because I don't want people to take a picture of it and be like, this is mine. I did better. And I'd be like, no, you did not. So I put my full name in there. She was thinking she wanted to do a quote of the movie, and I was like, oh shit. I was kind of hoping to do this line.
Ted, hey Ted, where the hell's the corkscrew?
There's a lot of funny lines in the movie, but mostly that line. Such a good line. So instead, she gave me an option, which I was like, oh, thank God. One was, and then this one is a very long quote. And I was like, there's a lot of cushy in the movie. It's like, oh my God, it's the final girl of the movie. So I was so nervous and excited. This is what she wrote. Before I start, this autograph is awesome. I love this autograph, so I want to get that one. Are you kidding me? I'm a big Friday the 13th, the final chapter fan. I just love this autograph. But when I got it, this is what she wrote. I'm gonna give you something to remember us by. To saying this line. And then she put XO, Camry Beck. After that, we left. So when we left, we decided to take a break, and we decided to leave since it was the last day. I kind of want to do Q&A, but they're like, no Q&A. We might have to pay for that, so I don't want to pay anymore. So we packed our stuff. We started to leave. Went to Mom's house. Told my parents about everything. And yeah, it was a good time. And I had such a fun time. It was really, really fun. So I was happy. My dad was super happy. And I loved my dad. And I love my dad for other stuff too, but the reason why I love my dad a lot is because, well, family, he took care of me, made me so special, which that's what I love. What I love about him is he gives me whatever I want, which that's okay, but I still love my dad because of family, but that's not important. But I do love him. I love him with a lot of stuff, but yeah, my dad is a great guy, so he made me really happy, and I was very happy and just wanted to spend my time with my dad and stuff. So, and it just brought back to my childhood when I used to spend time with my dad a lot. So it brought back a lot of memories, and I'm very happy for my dad. So yeah, so I missed him a lot. So he makes me very happy. So, and even my childhood. So yeah. So yeah, that's a very long, detailed huge update for you. That is a big update to share. So yeah, a lot of you people are gonna be like, oh, you're so lucky, dude. Some people are gonna be like, oh my God, you did that? No way. And some people are gonna be like, wow, what? And some people are gonna be questioning why did not meet Corey Feldman, there's a lot of Corey Feldman fans out there. And they're also gonna question, why didn't you meet Yvonne Sawa? and Dr. Gordon. Well, it's gonna be a lot more. So I don't want. So my parents couldn't do it. Yeah. Yeah, it was a good. I loved it, and I was talking about it a lot. So, yeah. So it's very, very excited. So, yeah. All right. I'm probably gonna take a break for a bit. Talk to you guys later.
Slow up, no, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative